Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down the most unstoppable supes on Invincible. We're only considering characters who have a role in the story, not those who just appear in cameos, and we'll only be looking at heroes or heroes turned villains. Spoiler alert for the series.
I am Samantha Eve Wilkins, and I defy you to even remember who I am!
Number 18, Darkwing.
Luckily, I don't have to be everywhere. Only where I'm needed.
An obvious spoof of Batman. Like the Caped Crusader, he doesn't actually have any powers, just a lot of cool gadgets. As a member of the Guardians of the Globe, Darkwing is pretty tough in a fight, especially against other ordinary humans. When fighting anyone super-abled like the Mauler twins, he relies on his hoverboard, explosives, and other tools. He might be brave, smart, and rich, but without his toys, he's just a regular guy.
I've got you. We're gonna be fine. We'll get out of this.
We have to give him credit for standing his ground when Omni-Man attacks the Guardians, but unsurprisingly, he goes down pretty fast. Number 17, Duplicate.
Unduplicate.
Invincible. Which one of you do I look at when we talk?
This would be a pretty cool power to have anytime you get lonely. Kate can make copies of herself, each of which functions as a totally autonomous being. She's also a tough fighter and pretty resilient. Plus, if any of her copies get killed, as long as one remains, she's technically still alive. That means she could leave one copy at home for safety while the rest go to battle. That said, duplication is her only power. She and her copies can get injured and die pretty much like ordinary humans. She's clearly a useful member of the team, but her strength is limited.
Duplicate? Keep doing what you are doing.
Number 16, Rexplode.
Apologies for Rexplode. He's
unbelievably awesome.
incorrigible.
And rude.
And bored of this.
You might think that his superpower is his toxic personality, but actually, Rex can charge objects with energy, making them explosive. He's basically Gambit from the X-Men without the charisma. He might be rude, obnoxious, sarcastic, and a terrible boyfriend, but he's also incredibly brave. He hates standing by when he has the ability to help, and on top of his energy powers, he's quick, agile, and durable. He gets his butt kicked multiple times throughout the series, but keeps getting back up to fight again. We're not sure we'd want to hang out with Rex, but we definitely do battle alongside him.
Rex! Blow up Rudy's charges! Come on!
Number 15, Green Ghost.
What is that beeping?
That's a wrap. Great work, everyone.
Also known as Alana, this photographer turned Guardian of the Globe has the ability to become intangible and pass through solid objects. When she swallows a mysterious amulet, her body transforms at the atomic level, giving it its ghost-like quality. She can also phase other people and objects by touching them, enabling her to protect people from danger and trap villains. She can even fly, and since she can basically become a ghost, that makes it pretty difficult to beat her in a fight, since enemies will literally punch right through her. Of course, Green Ghost has to become solid again to fight back, making her vulnerable to attack by anyone with fast enough reflexes.
No! Stay together, stay together, stay together, stay together!
Number 14, Black Samson. An original member of the Guardians, Marcus Grimshaw once had super strength and endurance. He loses his powers sometime before the series starts and leaves the team, meaning he's not around during Omni-Man's attack. Luckily for him.
You might have been there to help the Guardians on their last day.
I don't know you yet, so I'm gonna assume that was a joke and I don't need to beat your ass until all you want to do is call me Dad again.
Later, with the help of an Iron Man-style power suit, Black Samson is able to rejoin the new Guardians and provide guidance and leadership. Of course, his lack of powers means he gets a lot of disrespect from the young team, especially Rex. However, Samson is so courageous and dedicated, he tries to defend his fellow supes even after his suit malfunctions. Thanks to a head injury, his powers magically return, which means he can now hold his own in a fight without the help of technology.
I don't care how old he is. He needs to go down, now!
Number 13, Robot.
Based on his speech patterns and vocabulary,
the giant seems to have the mental capacity of an 8-year-old.
Rooted Cody Connors is one of the most interesting characters in the series. Unlike the other heroes, his superpower isn't speed or strength, it's his intellect. He primarily interacts with the world as a robot, but in reality, he has an organic body. That body is small, weak, and deformed, and can't even breathe air, so it's no wonder he keeps it hidden away. Thanks to his genius mind, he's able to build powerful drones and other machinery that enable him to fight alongside the Guardians. He even gets a new body late in Season 1 with the help of the Mauler twins' cloning technology and a little bit of Rexplode's DNA.
I'm a 30-year-old genius in a teenage boy's body with a neural link chip you just installed for me.
Number 12. Aquarius.
Finally! Some action!
Have you ever heard of a reverse merman? That's basically what Aquarius is. This king of Atlantis can shoot ultra-powerful jets of water out of his hands, strong enough to knock the Mauler twins off their feet. He can also breathe both in the air and underwater, and he spends most of his free time under the sea, where things seem to be pretty peaceful. Admittedly, he does go down pretty easily in the Guardians' final fight, but we imagine that if the battle had taken place on his home turf, he would have a major advantage.
Are you all right?
I live.
Number 11. Shrinking Ray.
Maybe we can buy him some comics or something.
With the ability to reduce her body to any size at will, Ray has a multitude of ways she can overcome enemies. Whether that's choking out a henchman or climbing into a bodily orifice to wreak havoc from the inside, she's shown that she's not afraid to get dirty to defeat her opponents.
Nothing like an ice-cold brew after you crawled through someone's inner ear.
Her power is also a strong defense mechanism, since she can quickly shrink to avoid a punch or blast. Unfortunately, she's not that much stronger than an ordinary human, so when she does get hit, it's not too hard to bring her down. Number 10. Martian Man. Anyone who can restrain Omni-Man, even for a few minutes, must be pretty strong. This exiled alien has shape-shifting abilities just like his fellow Martians. He's super stretchy and can even take on a sort of liquid form.
I am fine. We did it. I never expanded myself to that extent. That was intense.
He's also ultra strong and has the ability to fly in Earth's atmosphere. After humanity's disastrous first mission to the Red Planet, another Martian, Shapesmith, covertly hitches a ride back to Earth with the astronauts. Since he shares Martian Man's metamorphic powers, he'll be handy to have around now that the former Guardian is no longer with us. Number 9. Monster Girl.
Guess you missed my tryout.
Still think I'm adorable.
What if the Incredible Hulk's alter ego wasn't Bruce Banner but a little girl? That's the case for Monster Girl, aka Amanda, who can transform into a massive green creature. She's incredibly strong, but unlike early versions of the Hulk, she retains her human intellect when she changes.
Rudy! You okay?
I'm not sure.
However, she has a major weakness. Because of the curse that gives her her powers, she gets younger every time she becomes the monster. Although she looks about 12, she's actually 24 years old. On the one hand, this could theoretically make her immortal, since she can defy the aging process. On the other, if she uses her powers too often, she'll eventually be too young to be much of a hero. Number 8. Red Rush.
Sorry, I wouldn't normally move so fast, but there were so many of you that... Oh no.
This hero is so fast, all his enemies see is a flash of red. Like his DC counterpart, Joseph's not just super speedy, but also has ultra-quick perception. That means he can react to his opponent's moves almost instantly, but it also means it's pretty tough to keep him interested in a conversation.
What is this? I'll do my best to make friends with the guy.
Joseph! You promised!
Huh? Oh, crap.
Like the other Guardians, he's also extremely strong and durable, and it's hard to imagine anyone other than Omni-Man being able to kill him. In fact, it seems like even Omni-Man should have had a tougher time defeating the Rapid Russian than he did, which leads us to believe that his fight moves must be pretty predictable. Number 7. Bulletproof.
Meet Bulletproof.
Hey.
Zandale Randolph's powers are the product of his twin brother's scientific experimentation. With the ability to absorb kinetic energy, he is, as the name implies, bulletproof. He is super strong, fast enough to dodge bullets, and he heals quickly. He doesn't even need to eat, drink, or breathe to stay alive, since he can rely on the energy he stores in his body. And of course, like all of the coolest heroes, Bulletproof can fly. Perhaps best of all, he doesn't take any crap from Rex.
Bulletproof?
I do everything you wish you could. And that's rich coming from a guy called Rexplode.
It is possible for him to use up his energy reserves and exhaust himself, which can immediately take him out of a fight. That said, we're kind of wondering why Cecil didn't bring him onto the team sooner. Number 6, Warwoman.
Warwoman. Please, you couldn't just sit this one out. Let us kill the president. You earned a day off.
Not our style. Sorry.
This guardian of the globe reminds us of a certain Amazonian warrior, though she doesn't need an invisible jet to fly. Warwoman, aka Holly, uses a mace as her weapon of choice, and she is deadly with it. There's something so satisfying about seeing her knock a villain off his feet.
Evacuation complete. Now we can cut loose and focus on taking these brutes down.
She single-handedly takes on a Mauler twin, and they're not pushovers. Like Diana Prince, she has ancient origins and a heart of gold. She makes it her mission to look out for the little guy both as a superhero and in her day job. Number 5, Alan the Alien.
Hey, you're early! And you shaved your mustache!
Stay away from my planet!
In order to get the job of Planetary Evaluation Officer, you have to be pretty tough. This friendly extraterrestrial travels the galaxy, testing different civilizations' ability to fend off threats. He flies vast distances through space without a spacesuit and without breathing. Since he's telepathic, he can even communicate directly with people's minds.
Sure, you're the same guy. I fought here 3 years ago.
No, I'm not the same guy.
Well, sucks to be you then.
In their first confrontation, Mark throws everything he's got at Alan, and it just makes Alan laugh. In fact, his lovable personality is one of his best features. In the comics, he's been known to kill Viltrumites, so we know his strength and reflexes are truly a force to be reckoned with. Number 4, Adam Eve.
We'll fall back and form a perimeter.
Great idea.
Samantha Eve Wilkins has one of the most unique sets of powers of all the superheroes in Invincible. The result of a government experiment, she has the ability to see molecules and manipulate matter into anything she can imagine. Not only can she create force fields and energy blasts, she can fundamentally alter the environment around her. After a night working alongside Amber at a soup kitchen, Eve is inspired to use her power for more direct humanitarian efforts. Whether that's building houses out of nothing, making crops grow, or stopping forest fires, there's seemingly no limit to what she can do.
I see it all now. Every single molecule around us. I can touch them, taste them, control them. I could rearrange your cells to make you whole new people from the monsters you are.
Number 3, Invincible.
Hey, shut it down, or I take it down.
Make us.
You have no idea how much I wanted you to say that.
Mark Grayson takes a beating over and over again as he faces progressively more powerful foes throughout the series. As a part Viltrumite, he of course has super strength, durability, and flight. But he's also a teenager who's still getting the hang of his powers. He loses a lot of fights, but he always manages to recover from even the most brutal injuries.
No! I said
As he continues to grow stronger and improve his combat skills, he's bound to become even more unstoppable. Someday, he may even be as strong as his dad. For now, he's still earning the right to be called Number 2, the Immortal.
I've lined my suit with plutonium!
When in doubt, throw them into space.
Sometimes a name says it all. Once a Celtic warrior, he's lived for thousands of years and left his mark all over the history books. Apparently, he was even Abraham Lincoln. The Immortal is incredibly powerful and a natural leader, which is why he's an obvious choice to take over the new Guardians of the Globe. While he technically can be killed, he never stays dead for long. Omni-Man has already murdered him twice, once by knocking his head off and once by tearing him in half. However, with the right tools, he can be patched up and back on the battlefield in no time.
We trusted you! You betrayed us!
You should have stayed dead.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Omni-Man.
Our most trusted officers were each given a planet to weaken by themselves. I was one of those lucky few.
In the Invincible universe, so far only one supe remains undefeated. He fought against all of the Guardians of the Globe at once with his bare hands, and even they couldn't stop him. Fighter jets, Flaxons, the Reaniman, Hail Mary, every other adversary has been child's play for Nolan Grayson. He rarely even gets bruised in these fights. As a son of the Viltrum Empire, he's the product of centuries of genetic manipulation, and he's been training as a conqueror all his life. No matter who or what he fights, he makes it look easy.
You thought that could hurt me?
No. That was just to get your attention.
Which Invincible supes would you like to see do battle with each other? Let us know in the comments below.
Who's next?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.